We have a company called the London Mine, which is mining in a place called Marikana. In that mine, the mine has got everything, all the basic needs: water, electricity, roads. And just next to a mine is a township or a village where black people stay without water and electricity, without roads, without proper schools. Yet London Mine is taking their platinum and reinforcing and making London and Britain to be what it is. Literally, between the mine and the community is a dumping area where the children coming from that community go and look for food in that dumping area. It is in the same mine where 34 workers were killed by a London mine.
Breaking news here in South Africa, where Julius Malema apparently has been denied a visa to go to the UK. Well, words have consequences. You're being denied a visa, and instead of being angry that you've been mistreated, you should be grateful that they didn't let you go to the UK and then be forced to arrest you and extradite you to the United States for prosecution for threatening the life of the President of the United States.
Julius Malema, firebrand, revolutionary, and one of the most outspoken voices in South Africa today. But why did UK deny him a visa? Why did the UK government deny him a visa? Was it because of the, like just bureaucracy or something deeper? Is there something deeper behind this? Because for years, Malema has challenged the status quo, not just in South Africa, but globally. He has been in the front line championing for the end of neocolonialism. He has been in the front line to say, go Western influence. We don't want the Western influence. So he has been unapologetic vocal about land reform, economic manipulation, and the ongoing legacy of colonialism. That is what Julius Malema have been doing. And to many, he is a hero. To me, he is a hero. But to the global elite, the who is who, and to his former colonial powers like the UK, he is a threat.
We come from a country where students are in the forefront of the struggle. We come from a country where students are leading the struggle against colonialism. We come from a country where students are fighting against white supremacy and a capitalist system that has divided our country and excluded the indigenous people of South Africa and Africa as a whole. Because you've got a situation where in South Africa, the rich have got extremely more than the poor. We've got a situation where the rich love animals than the people. The dogs of rich people in South Africa have got medical aids, but the domestic workers and university workers, the farm workers, the petrol attendants, the security guards do not have medical aids. Neither do they have rights as workers. They all work for a system called labor brokers. The EFF emerged in South Africa because South African working class demanded a proper representative of the working class. EFF emerged in South Africa because the unemployment increased in South Africa. The poverty levels increased in South Africa. The inequality increased in South Africa. We have a situation where the levels of corruption in South Africa are actually institutionalized. You get a senior position on the basis of to what extent are you corrupt. If you are anti-corruption, you never get a promotion, because the state favors those who are corrupt. We have a situation in South Africa where a white-owned capitalism or economic system has been exploiting our people, and our people have not been benefiting from the mineral resources in our country. We have a company called the London Mine, which is mining in a place called Marikana. In that mine, the mine has got everything, all the basic needs: water, electricity, roads. And just next to a mine is a township or a village where black people stay without water and electricity, without roads, without proper schools. Yet London Mine is taking their platinum and reinforcing and making London and Britain to be what it is. Literally, between the mine and the community is a dumping area where the children coming from that community go and look for food in that dumping area. It is in the same mine where 34 workers were killed by a London mine. Those workers did not demand anything except a living wage. One of the workers in an interview, when he was interviewed and he was told, "You are looking for too much money, yet you are not educated. Why do you look for so much money? You have not been to school." He said, "I want this money so that I can take my child to school, so that my child cannot be like me. I want to produce a CEO of a mine." They were fighting to have roof over their head. They did not have weapons in their hands. But the government of the day responded to those genuine demands of the people by sending police with rifles, and people were killed because they demanded enough money to take their kids to school. Some of them, when police arrived, they raised their hands and pleaded that police should not kill them. Police shot defenseless masses of our people. One of the people who was shot there was one man who was wearing a green blanket called Mambush, with more than 7 bullets found on his head on a close range, because they demanded money and more money from London Mine. When people demand water, they get shot at and killed by the government. When people demand better living conditions, the response of the state is to kill those people. We're fighting against that. When the students demand free education, they get locked up by the regime. We're fighting against that. We're fighting for equality in our country. We do not want to replace white supremacy with black supremacy. We want to create a society where all of us exist as human beings and not as white and black. We want to restore the dignity of the African continent and position Africa as an equal partner in the world economy and international politics. We want Africa to be like Europe. We don't want Europe to treat Africa like it is its own subject. When we say those things, we are called communist, we are called anarchist, who are called radicals, because we must continue to bow before a white supremacy. We're refusing that. We're refusing to bow before imperialism and colonialism. We want a total control of our own country and our own land. We in South Africa, black and white, we coexist as people. When we fight colonialism, we do not fight white people. We come from a bad history of apartheid, where white people have exploited us for far too long. Yet, we have extended a hand of friendship. There are many others who are still refusing and still wanting to act as if we live in the apartheid era. Those do not deserve to live amongst those who want a united South Africa, black and white. It is of their own problem. We are not going to be an international home of racists. We're not going to be an international capital city of racism. We refuse that black people must still bow before white people.
And we have seen, from this you can see now, and you can understand as an African, a citizen of African countries, maybe a citizen of South Africa, Kenya, Burkina Faso, and all of these countries, it's now evident that whoever is fighting for the rights of the African people is seen as a threat. Burkina Faso Ibrahim Traore is seen as a threat to the West. Julius Malema is seen as a threat to the West. Thomas Sankara, Lumumba, or Gaddafi, they were seen as a threat and they had to be neutralized. And the UK has long had an uncomfortable history with Africa. It built its empire by extracting wealth, exploiting, suppressing native resistance, and enforcing white supremacy. And Malema calls that out. Malema calls out the white supremacy in Africa. And let me say this, not just in history books, but in real time. Right now, Malema is demanding accountability. See what happened to the white farmers. Malema was in the front line saying that let's repatriate the lands of people. Let's take that land and give back to the black people. Because though the land was taken forcibly from the black people, from the black settlers, the white settlers in South Africa, some of them did not get that land in the right way. So when Malema planned to visit UK recently, that's a story of few minutes ago, few hours ago. Likely to speak the truth, the establishment shut the door. They shut the door for him, saying that you can't come here. And the visa denial wasn't just a legal decision. For me, I think it was political, it was ideological. It was not about the bureau formalities. It was not about the legal formalities. Like anyone can, visa can be denied. Anyone. It's not that just we are saying that it's because of Malema your visa have to be approved. Anyone visa can be denied. But on this one, I think it was political, trying to shut him down because he was going to an event in certain university. So to prevent him from going there, they had to do what? They had to cancel him from going. Malema doesn't choose where he is. He talks. And he is bold, unapologetic, and talks the reality. So the UK claims to stand for the free speech and democracy. But when a black African leaders speak against white dominance, suddenly the rules change. When a black leader speak about what has to be done, he become a threat. But you know what? They are saying freedom of speech. They are saying democracy. They are saying blah, blah, blah. But where is that democracy? The democracy, the freedom of speech, it only plays on their side. But when a black African leader or a black African decide to be truthful, decide to demand the freedom of speech, he became a threat or the rules change. So ask yourself, just ask yourself, if Malema had praised Britain's legacy or remained silent on white privilege, would he have been welcomed? with 2 hands from South Africa. Welcome, Julius Malema. If he had remained silent. This is about more than one man's visa. It's about who is allowed to speak on global platform and who is silenced. When you talk about Pan-Africanism, they are waving or they are flag waving the Pan-Africanism. And when you talk about this, they can block his entry or they block his entry. They can block entry of anyone who is against. They can block entry of anyone who is talking about Pan-Africanism, but they can't block the message of Pan-Africanism. They can't. You can block someone, but you cannot block the message. The struggle continues. So when Malema was denied to go to the UK, right now we are here talking about it. The message will still continue. And as I know, message will be home and the struggle will continue and we will succeed. So it's not about denying Julius Malema visa to go to the UK. It's about silencing the truth. The truth that a lot of African leaders now are waking up to see. The truth of what Ibrahim Traore is fighting for. They are silencing the truth of what Africans and black people across the world, they are watching. And they want that to happen. Julius Malema talking about the white supremacy, being against the white supremacy, it is the one that has made him to be denied. And let me tell you, they better deny all of us. Because very soon, these Gen Zs, the youths of Africa, they are coming to speak one language. You saw what happened in Kenya and Uganda. Kenyans crossed the border to go to Uganda to go and vote. Simply because we want to try to make a change in any way. By protesting, by trying to take seats, by doing anything to go to the seats. Because we want that radical change. Julius Malema is the voice of many, the voice of the weak. A lot of people do want to talk what's going on in their countries, but they can't. But Julius Malema can talk what's going on in Kenya, can talk what's going on in Uganda, can talk what's going on in Burkina Faso, and he is an opposition leader of South Africa. But he is speaking the mind of Africans and all black Americans. And that's why you see black Americans and Caribbeans, they are in love with him. They love what he say. They love his boldness. Because it's only by that we are being get educated. You know, when one time I came online, I saw Julius Malema and I fell in love with his sentiments. I fell in love with his rhetoric. I was just at a young age, just 20 years, but I fell in love with that. Right now, it's past 7 years since I started watching him, and up to now, I love him more and more, the words he's saying, and there's a lot he has taught me. Same to Ibrahim Traore, same to Goita, same to Kagame, same to leaders who opens their mouth and talk the reality. There's one day too Kagame said no to the West. That means, will he be denied the visa? Why don't they deny these African presidents? Let them deny them. You know, if you deny us visa, we will deny you the resources. So, this was just political according to me. What was it there according to you? Tell me in the comment section. Until next episode, peace out.